Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all the audience and also the presenter today. My name is Siti Khadijah binti Muhammad Nasrah. I'm a PhD candidate from University Science Malaysia in psychology counselling, and today I would like to present my journals under title Online Counseling Among Depression Youth Effectiveness and Practice During Pandemic COVID-19, a case study. Alright, so before I start to the next to go to the deeply, so I would like to explain a bit what is the introduction of my research. Okay, so my research actually in mainly about online counseling versus face-to-face counseling, and the purpose of the research is I want to see the effectiveness of online counseling or face-to-face counseling. And the method that I use in this research is in-depth interview, and also I use DAS questionnaire to see the level of depression of my client. All right. So regarding to my title, let I explain first about how COVID-19. What is COVID-19 actually, and how it leads to depression and mental health, and how counseling actually functioning to help all these people in during pandemic. Alright, what is a COVID-19? COVID-19 is a virus that declared by WHO, World Health Organization, that is come from a wet market in Wuhan on 11 March 2019. And as because of that, all we can see all deaths all over the world. And as because of that too, a government implement lockdown to make sure the change can be break. Okay, so actually the lockdown is give a very big impact to all the people, all the community in the world, especially it's because of lockdown itself functioning to the restriction in lockdown, like bans of large gatherings, closure of school and universities, suspension of public transport, and also social distancing that all the community needs to follow in order to make sure that the virus cannot be spread, and also the stay at home and curfew needs to implement during lockdown. So these cases we know that a crisis, and because of this restriction significantly give a very big impact to the physical and mental well-being. And several studies before this also shows that when a community facing a crisis situation, definitely it will give an impact to the mental health status of the community. For example, people very scared, people very depressed, very stressed, people very anxiety for the some things they don't know. And yeah, at the end of the day, like today, we can see a lot of suicide attempts happens. Okay, so now we can see based on the past research also, I can see that counseling will help the patients or the clients who are suffer for the mental health issues. How it can help? Definitely, is a proven that counseling is one of the support system of the to help them to resolve adjustment issues in a new norm, especially during pandemic. Okay, provide intervention, a screening, so that the person will suffer in a mental health, they know, and then they know how to go when they know they have a symptoms. Okay, develops self-understanding and make change in their life, and also counseling also will help them to build a support system to make sure that this kind of people survive today to day daily life. Okay, so that is the overall conclusion. What is a COVID, how its impact to the mental health issues, and how counseling help them to resolve the problem or give them a psychosocial support to make sure they are survive in the during pandemic. All right, based on this slide, it shows that effectiveness. The purpose of this study is want to show whether the effectiveness of online counseling and also face-to-face counseling. Barak and Krohol 2011, yeah, says that mental health intervention during online is a very effective. And Liu's 2019 also say the same things. It's already have a research and it's proven that video conferencing and also online counseling help a mental health patients to be to survive their life during pandemic. And also it's happened to Barry Hills and Walker 2019 also says that there are have enough sufficient evidence to support that online counseling, video conferencing so like Zoom, Google Meet, anything that using an online system give a very good impact actually to the mental health patient or client who want to survive their life and stay to stay to make sure that they are capable to to cope with the stress that they have during pandemic or during lockdown. So now I'm going to explain about the methodology. So the methodology that we have is I have 5 steps here. So the researcher, how to get the client, actually we get a client from a doctor. So doctor will screening the patient first and do a diagnose that patient have a depression, mild depression, based on the DAS questionnaires that they answer. So this DAS questionnaire brings to the counselor and counselor will start the session. Okay, so the step 2 is start with the counselor and the patient. Counselor ask the patient to join this research and do some support system for them in order for to help them in a depression status. Okay, so based on that, definitely based on their consent, so counselor ask them to join this research. So start a session start at a third stage. Okay, where is counselor run the session, online session, and this online session there are 2 sessions, session first and session second. And on the second session, counselor again give a DAS questionnaire to measure the level of depression of the client. That's they went through the online counseling, and definitely based on the session 1 and session 2, client counselor do an intervention, and counselor also make sure that the client have a progress in-depth interview to explore the problem that they have, and also any activities that related with the counseling session. It goes to the step number 4 is also they have a 2 session, session 3 and session 4, whereas it's a same implement in-depth interview to explore their problem and to see the progress and their reaction compared to online and face-to-face session. And at the end of the session is session number 4. Counselor will give again a DAS questionnaire to see the level of stress of the patient. Okay, so 5th step is counselor will collect all the data from step 1 until step 5, especially in-depth interview verbatim and also DAS questionnaires result to see the major and to see the progress of the patient in depression. Okay, so we can see here a major result that we have from both patient, from both client. Okay, S stand for Sheila, A stand for Ahmad, and we can see here Sheila is a very enjoy with face to face because she got a score at 85% in face to face counseling, while Ahmad only got 15% for face-to-face counseling. And for online counseling, looks here that Ahmad really enjoyed with online counseling. He got about 80% progress in the online counseling based on the DAS score, and also Sheila only gets 20% for online counseling. And when I asked in the in depth in when I interview then how and why, is because of Sheila told me that due for some reason like environment, the therapeutic environment is not so comfortable for them to have a discussion with the counselor through online, and the personality also play a role. To make sure that the effectiveness of the session happen, because Sheila says that she's not, and she is the type that needs eye contact in reality, to make sure she's secure, to tell the person, to tell the counselor what she's having. And also she says to me that she says to the counselor that the trust issues, the confidentiality through online, she really don't believe on that. I don't trust it. And why Ahmad says that online is a very enjoyable for him is because of he suffered for anxiety for so many times, and he don't trust face to face. It's not don't trust, he's not comfortable. He's feel not comfortable to have a face to face due to anxiety that he had. So he feel like online is the best way for him to do a progress. That's why he really enjoy with online counseling. Okay, from based on this finding, I can conclude that there are three things actually that make a patient or client really enjoy or not with the counseling session. Okay, one is based on the personality of the client. Okay, we can see Ahmad is a very happy with online, and while Sheila also so happy with the face to face, because they have different personality. The second one is the severity of the illness, of the mental health status. Okay, while I think like if for the severe, if the mental health is very severe or depression is very severe, we could go for the face to face counseling. And also the environment factor, trust issues factor. This is a ethics in the counseling that we really needs to consider to make sure that the patient very secure and have a rapport with us. So for the next slide is my conclusion talks, and also my further my opinion about the further research is the counselor really needs to be confident when they are handle a counseling, especially an online counseling, and more trainings needs to attend in order to make you master in handling during online counseling, because it's a totally different. The second one is of course we as a counselor needs to clear actually what is the rules and regulations that we need to follow when we have online counseling, because it's still new in Malaysia. So that we need to know about that. Okay, very clear. So to make our patient, our client, happy and enjoy when they are having online session with us. And also more research about challenging and also obstacle that a counselor face when they are doing having a online session. Not only a counselor, we also need to consider in a client's side too, what they need to want and what they need to consider that they want to make they feel have a rapport with the counselor. And last is definitely is a big is something like added value skills, because through online counseling we just dealing with a screen. So definitely our sensitivity of empathy, our sensitivity to hear the client, our observation skill must is very good and very sharp, to make sure the client is confident to have a session with us. And also we really needs to be creative to make sure that our client enjoy with our sessions, and it's easy for us to build a rapport with the client. I think thank you so much for the listening. Thank you.